Thank you, Bob, for, I caught the tail end of it. It was, you know, always interesting presentation. Uh, I guess, oh, we got 37 people signed on now and more people are coming on. So we'll start our meeting. Welcome. And let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's go back and have our moment of silent reflection. See the numbers in the newspaper, positivity rate is coming back down again. It was creeping up, and let's hope they straighten out the different vaccines that are available, and we can get back pretty soon to what will be the new normal for us. So let's give some reflection and thought and prayers. Thank you. I'd like the board members, you've all been on the email distribution for the luncheon situation. So after our meeting, just a brief stay online and we'll just discuss that and come to a consensus rather than sending emails back and forth, which is a waste of time. And for any of our activities, I noticed in the golf outing it says required. We're not requiring, but we're requesting that all attendees be vaccinated for COVID-19 or show that they've been tested prior to the activity and have a negative result. This is in an effort to protect the members and not spread any further infections. So please adhere to this, and this will go, for any of our contact activities that we have. So if you have been vaccinated, great. If you can't be vaccinated for whatever reason, and there are certainly some reasons, but just show that you've been tested, that we would want. I got an email from somewhere, and the AAA driving is the lessons or the course that they have. It's a 4-hour course, and it's available. You can go to the AAA Defensive Driving and follow the link, and I understand that it's free, and it's a virtual online. And most insurance companies, I know I have Geico, will require that you take some form of defensive driving course, whether it's through them or through the AAA or through AARP. So it'd be, good to avail yourself of that, because 5% with the cost of insurance today, 5% ends up being couple of $100 maybe, or $100+ and if your wife is also a driver. So it's worthwhile to do. This information is going to be it's on the slide. You can access the slides through the meeting report that's posted online on Senior Men's website. Today's presentation is our good friend Mark Albertson, and as he indicated the last time, he's gone off on a different tangent, little the old comedians. So it should be fun and interesting. 10:45. So everybody should stay on. Glad to have you stay on. Next night, Stu. Unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. Good morning, guys. Hope everyone's doing well today. As you can see, next week, Mark Noonan, he's a historian, is going to talk about a number of the things that Robert Moses did. He has a very interesting presentation. He's done it before to a few other men's clubs in the area, so that should be very interesting and fun. Kai Harada he's a sound engineer. As I mentioned in the past, when you go to the Palace Theater and you see the big control box in the back, and you always wonder what the hell is going on with that thing. He's going to explain all those buttons and switches and lighting things that he takes care of. So it should be fascinating, especially to maybe some of the technical guys in the audience. On the 6th, May 6th, Matt Ritter, who's the Speaker of the Connecticut House of Representatives, is going to talk to us about some legislative issues. At the time I spoke to him, it was going to be concentrated on COVID, but I'm going to having communication with him to see if he's going to maybe talk about some other interesting issues that are going on in the local Connecticut politics.
What area does he represent? Do you know?
No, I do not know. I don't know. Sorry, I'll try to find out. Lastly, our good friend Ryan Ventura, who's talked to us, I guess, almost every year or two about different aspects of the world. This time he's going to talk to us on a subject, Wish I Had Known. And he's going to basically kind of talk to us about how to deal with things that are unforeseen. What to think about in advance about possible bad things that could happen and how to be prepared for them. So that should be a pretty introspective way of looking at the world, and it should be kind of interesting. So that's it for the next 4 weeks. I have a request though. I would like to get some help in finding speakers. We have a very small committee, if you want to call it that, of guys who want to help get speakers, but I'd like to expand the group. So if any of you think you could have a few minutes or maybe an hour a week to help ascertain speakers for us for the fall, this year is all filled up, so it's not a problem, but starting in the fall, we have an open slate pretty much. I'd like to get some help in providing good, interesting speakers for us. So contact me. It's Stu Madison at optonline.net, and have a great day. Thanks.
Just for your information, he's Matt Ritter is from Hartford. He represents Hartford.
Thanks, Joe.
Ira.
Yes.
You're up.
Good morning, everybody. Attendance last week was 51. I presume everybody's received the minutes. Are there any corrections or additions? Since silence prevails, I'll turn things back over to President Joe.
Thank you, Ira.
Okay.
Consider the meeting minutes approved for last week. Thank you again for your job. Larry.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I want to thank Bob Butke for a really interesting presentation on cloud computing this morning. Going forward, next week, it'll be Emily Boothroyd on Money Matters. On the 29th, it'll be Art Feldman, and the subject is to be determined. I think Art's away in either Seattle or Portland, if I remember correctly from last week. On May 6th, Joe D will be back talking about investing. On May 13th, Bob comes back on another technology subject. And on May 20th, Lori Price returns again on Money Matters. Next slide for activities. Yesterday's walk was very well attended. It was at Waveney Park. I think it was at Irwin Park, actually. Next week, it's going to be in Waveney Park. Gives a chance for fresh air, scenery, conversation, and exercise. You can see it was pretty well attended yesterday. I think Gail Trell was in the part of the people walking, but I don't see her in the picture, so she might have taken the photo.
Yeah,
We're
she
leaving
did.
Carl of that duty. So we let Carl get in the photo. So that's nice. And hopefully guys will be able to join the walk next week at Waveney. Next slide. Alan, are you here, Alan?
Yes, indeed. Good morning, all. The outing to the Woodlawn Cemetery has been rescheduled due to weather. The forecast for tomorrow is fairly cool and rainy in the morning. So we've moved it to Tuesday, April 20th. Our original intent had been a rain date of April 19th, but the golf outing from last Monday has been rescheduled to this coming Monday. So instead of our using that date, we'll be doing our trip down to the cemetery on Tuesday, April 20th. I have sent an email to everyone who signed up to alert them. We have been at capacity, but if you're interested and hadn't yet signed up, in case we have dropouts because of the change in date, you should just send me an email and we'll see if we can accommodate you. So all set for next Tuesday. See those who have signed up at that time. Thank you.
Next slide, please. Okay, golf get together has been rescheduled for this coming Monday. It was postponed due to weather conditions from last Monday. Howie, are you on, or Brian? One of you choose to speak about it.
We have one opening for a player. We are suggesting, because some of the other players will not play, that you be fully vaccinated. We checked that if they were accepted otherwise, and we were informed that they would not. Even though Joe says it's not mandatory, for the golf outing, it is mandatory. So if anyone wants to fill that in, you don't have to be a great player. There's no tournament. There's no money. It's just a round of golf with 3 other people you know. So please contact Brian or contact me. We'd be delighted to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Howie. Next slide. Tai Chi lessons. Is Carl here today? I don't think so. Okay, the first class will be held at 2:30 on Monday, April 26th. So far, 8 members have signed up. You can bring your spouse and friend or friends. I think this is a great exercise to improve your balance, among other things. Carl's contact information is on the slide to let him know that you'd be interested in coming. The first session is going to be gratis. There'll be a fee on going forward to other sessions. And obviously the fee per person will be dictated by the number of people who go to each session. Next slide. Tennis tournament, Monday, June 7th. Okay, get your rackets out. The weather is, aside from today, is starting to cooperate a little bit. You can get out and practice on public courts, if you will. It'll be at Scalzi Park, and Larry and Joe are in charge. Joe, are you here today? I didn't see the participants. screen.
Yes, I am. So far, we
Uh,
have 9 people. So
Okay,
that's not enough for a tournament, but it's enough to get the guys out to play. But we have almost 2 months, so
right.
we may get some more.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Joe.
Okay.
Next slide, please. I'll let Brian do the talking this time. For the golf tournament, which is a tournament on Monday, June 28th. Brian?
Yeah, these are the facts are pretty much here. We still have to work out a couple more details. We're working on the finances right now, and as soon as we know how much it will cost, we'll let you know. And I will be sending out, once I have the cost, I'll be sending out a blast to everyone who's played in the past and let you know more details than we have on the screen right now. Howie, you got anything?
Absolutely. Down the bottom, you'll notice, please, Larry Holtzman, Brian, and myself in our golf outfits. You do not have to dress that way. The luncheon is already being set up. If anyone who keeps kosher would like to play, we're having salmon as available to them. It's going to be fun. You're going to win money. We're going to lock Jim Sarnell up so we can't participate, except if he's on my team. And we're going to have a good time. We will have more details in the next 2 weeks. Thank you.
Okay, well, we can give Jim an extra handicap. Wednesday, June 30th, we're planning on having a spring luncheon at Rock Rimmon Country Club. The signups, not official signups, but people who have responded that they are intending to attend, total 58 at this point in time. Just to give you an idea, in 2019, when we last had this event, we had about 130. The price point, while not totally defined, will be approximately $50 per person. If we get over 80, it will drop a fair amount, a decent amount. So hopefully we'll get more signups. The menu will be probably given to us in full by next week, but the likelihood is that it'll be a choice of, for the main course, beef, chicken, or salmon. But please contact myself and Howie if you intend to attend. I'd certainly like to increase the numbers considerably. And again, let us know if it's one person or two. We have 58 so far, which includes spouses. And there'll be more emails going out to ask you about your choice of main course. And while we'll do our best to accommodate seatings, it's without being in-person sittings, it may be a little bit difficult. So hopefully everybody will be, reasonable about who they're placed and sitting with. But there'll be more on that as we go forward.
Question, Larry, it's Ira.
Yeah.
Does that 58 include those who responded on the computer during the meeting last week when you asked who
No,
thought they would attend?
No, it only includes people who have sent an email to Howie or myself.
Thank you.
and it's best if you send it to both of us. Please do so. You did, Ira. I have you down.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
Larry,
Yes,
just so they understand, this is not a final commitment that when they send us the name. Once they
Right.
get the menu and they get the cost altogether and how we're doing seating arrangements, if they want to back out, there's no obligation. Just
Yep.
we're trying to get the people who would be interested in going if everything turns out to be satisfaction to them.
yeah. I used the word intending to attend.
That's correct.
So,
But I just wanted to reiterate that.
thank you, Howie. Next slide, please. Okay, moving past the
I
summer
can't
into
connect to
the,
your Wi-Fi network. You can reconnect to Wi-Fi from your Google.
moving into the fall after the summer. We have a picnic planned for September 23rd, Stu.
Yep, the 23rd, again, make sure it's on your calendar. Pretty much most of the arrangements, the important arrangements have been made. Again, if anyone would like to help on the picnic committee, that'd be a nice thing to do. We have a good group, already have a good group of guys who would like to help out, but we certainly would enjoy any other help that could be provided by any of you guys. We're all set. You can see what it says there. We're looking at a price of around $25 because the caterer raised the price a bit this year. So again, just make sure it's on your calendar. Thanks.
Okay, I think that's it for the activities. So thank you for all the guys who are taking charge of the various activities that we're going forward. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Next up is Carl, but before Carl, I want to recognize Mark Albertson, who joined us a few minutes ago, and he's with us. Welcome, Mark.
Good morning.
Okay, Carl?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Besides Mark, are there any other guests or visitors? We're happy to announce that our active membership increased by one returning member. We've been recontacting members who have dropped out or by not paying their dues earlier in the spring, and we're also been contacting people who attended our open house and did not join up, just to let them know that we're resuming some on a limited basis, some in-person activities, and planning to increase the number as we go forward, and encourage people to take another look at us and consider joining at this point that we're starting to resume more normal operations. And I believe as a result of that contact, Joe Hyacin sent his check-in, and we're now at 211 members compared to last week of 210. So we're looking forward to perhaps an additional few responses from these contact emails, and keep up your own recruiting efforts with friends. I just saw that the Lou Terry copied to me an email that was sent inviting someone recommended to him to our Zoom meetings, and those kind of contacts help and attract people to our organization. So thank you. Keep up the good work.
Okay, fellowship. We have good news to report this week. We had mentioned the week before last that Stu Madison was being honored at Temple Sinai during a virtual gala that's going to be held this Saturday at the 17th, Saturday evening, 7 p.m. They're honoring a group of tech support people, and Stu primary among them, that has really kept Temple Sinai afloat over the past year in terms of their virtual services and activities. So Stu, we're looking forward to you're giving us a debrief next week about the gala. I've checked, and there's been quite a sign up already. A lot of people will be attending. So anything you want to report about that at this point?
No, thank you for the kind remarks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and Stu, you'd mentioned also that you and Joan will be getting your first COVID shot tomorrow. So
Tomorrow, 10:30 tomorrow morning. Yep.
excellent. So remind us, was there a delay because you had tested positive
Yes,
earlier?
we had in January, we tested positive, both of us. Don't know how we got that point, but we did. The doctors, both of our doctors said we should take the antibody infusion. We did that within 2 days, and we were told that for the next 90 days, you're pretty much home free. And so today is the 90th day. And so tomorrow we take our shots.
Well, that's great. Good news there.
Thanks.
Yeah, and Dick Fisher, you had mentioned last week that you were being honored for your contributions and achievements in the legal profession. Do you have any update on that?
Yeah, honored for being 50 years member of the Connecticut Bar, and that happened last week, so thank you.
Yeah, well, good. Again, congratulations on that. Good news. So anybody else have news to report? Bill Munko, are you on? I know you had mentioned to me the other day that you had some good news.
Yes, I am on today. My granddaughter is continuing her studies at Norwalk Hospital for her doctor's degree. And it's kind of interesting because we're sort of living a little bit through her, what she's going through. Of course, ours is easier, but she's in the psychology group right now, her first group. And I asked her the other day what she thought of that, and she says, very strange people in there. And that was her comment. But she's really doing well, and it's a little bit easier for the family because she's living at home and going in Weston and going to the hospital. So it's quite an interesting adventure for her. And like I said, the family in the background, it's an interesting adventure for us also.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, and John Sedlak, do you have any news to report on your upcoming heart valve replacement procedure?
You're muted, Jen.
Going to be done the last week in April or first week in May. They're going to do there's no more open heart surgery required. They do it through an artery. They're going to put in a cow's valve. In my case, an animal valve is maybe better in general because you don't have to take for a long period of time the anticoagulants.
Right.
So you're just on aspirin.
Okay, well, keep us informed when you get the exact date, so we can be thinking about you. Oh, anybody else have any news to report? Well, if not, that's all I've got. Thank you.
Dick Harper. Dick.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. We've done a little shifting. I think we came up with a good decision. So we're going to May 12th instead of May 5th, and we're going to read Hellhound on His Trail by Hampton Sides, which has to do with the killer of Martin Luther King. And the group has read a couple of Hampton Sides books, and they're always very interesting. Very well written and full of nice details. And we're in discussion. We revised the list to set the books in the future. So any input people want to make on that, I would be certainly open to it. So thanks. Good reading to all.
Okay, thank you, Dick. Alan?
Good morning again. Back in late December, I had spoken about the Eversource rates each January 1 and July 1, they come up with a new rate for electricity for the forthcoming 6 months. So at that point, in late December, for the first 6 months of this year, the rate that had been announced was the 8.4 cents. And an alternative supplier, the best available back in December, was a rate of 7.5 cents, which was about an 11% discount. But recently, I noticed that the alternate providers have come forward with a further very substantial reduction in the rate being charged. And the one that is the most attractive right now is the one from Town Square Energy. Its rate is 6.4 cents per kilowatt hour compared to the 8.4 cents that Eversource is charging. So it's a 24% lower rate, which is really very substantial. It represents a $15 a month save for the average household user of electricity. And so if one were to switch, if one were currently at Eversource and switched in April for the 3-month window remaining, you'd be saving $45. So my suggestion is, take a look at what your current circumstance is. Signing up with Town Square, there's no downside in terms of canceling when a new, better rate might become available for the second half of the year. There's no cancellation fee. And if, on the other hand, you are locked in right now, pay attention and hold off so that you don't incur a cancellation fee. Is there any question that?
Yeah, I have a question, Alan.
Go ahead, Joe.
On some of these emails that you get advertising different rates, they talk about load factor. What is it? Can you explain it? Or
yeah,
how do you find out what your load factor is?
Yeah, I have seen that as well, and it seems to have to do with how well your usage is spread over the year. I think on one occasion, applied for it and was not accommodated. So my gut feel tells me that most of us might not be eligible for it. It's worth sending in if you see it and you want to try it. But alternatively, I think that most of us will wind up reasonably well served by the low-cost provider at the time you're searching. And again, only ones that don't have a cancellation fee.
But is there any way of finding out from Eversource what your load factor is, or how is that determined?
I have no idea, but I think that's a niche offering. So
Alan,
I guess it comes back to if you really want to consider it, it doesn't take very much of an effort to apply, and you'll quickly see whether it makes any opportunity for you.
Alan, this is Carl. I just want to caution people. I haven't received any of these offers, but I remember reading about the situation in California, and load factor very often refers to the load factor on the grid and not on the individual home. And there were people who had very low prices, but when the load factor on the grid went up, they received astronomical bills because it was like spot pricing for the electricity. Very low when demand was low. When the load factor went up, the price went up through the roof, and the people getting bills for thousands of dollars worth of electricity. So I think anything that says load factor, you have to be very careful of.
Interesting point, Carl. I absolutely also remember reading or seeing that being covered on the news. Outrageous, multiple $1,000 bills all of a sudden out in California.
Alan, is this specific to April and June, or is it any 4-month period while it's in effect?
It's 4 months forward from when you sign up.
Right, okay. And I was approved for a load factor, within a load factor from my current supplier. I forgot what it is. I think I'm paying 6 point something, not this low, but a little bit lower. And, I've within a week of my application.
And Larry, you're unusual, are you not, in that yours is a fully
All electric house, yes.
Okay. All right, thanks, Alan.
You're welcome.
Are there any, we have a few moments, any items to be brought up? Anybody wants to discuss? Something to bring up to the board? Okay, none. Are there any?
Joe,
Who's that?
it's Hank Pavoni.
Yeah, Hank, how are you?
Okay, I had a couple of questions regarding the lunch at Rock Rimmon. First of all, is it going to be inside or outside?
Inside.
Okay. Secondly, how will we know whether all the staff involved with the lunch has been vaccinated?
We won't know, but it's following Rock Rimmon protocols, and I presume they will be wearing masks.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, we have to wear masks too.
It's hard to wear a mask while you're eating and drinking.
Okay, any other questions or items?
Want to hear a joke?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, this is Ray Feinland. I'm going to tell you a golf joke, okay? Okay, here we go. This senior got admitted to a Pro-Am tournament, and he's teamed up with Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson. I'm sorry. What an honor. Wow, the guy is thrilled, the senior. So they get to the first tee, and Phil is up first. So he throws some grass up in the air, and he says, oh boy, a left to right wind. I'm going to hit a ball over to the left and let the wind carry it in. So he turns to his caddy and says, give me my 3-wood. And he hits a perfect drive. Wow, the wind carries it right into the fairway. Perfect. Then Tiger gets up, throws some grass in the air. He says, wow, this is a big wind, 15 miles an hour wind. I'm gonna hit a low ball under the wind. So he turns to his caddy and says, give me my 2-iron. And he hits the beautiful low shot, 295. Wow. Then the senior gets up, throws some grass in the air. He says, wow, what a wind. And he turns to his caddy and says, give me my sweater.
Okay.
Late
Alan.
reaction there.
I have
Thanks, Ray.
a few real short ones. You should never buy flowers from a monk. Remember, only you can prevent florist friars. I stayed up all night to see where the sun went, and then it dawned on me. I changed my iPad's name to Titanic, and now it's sinking. And the last one, England has no kidney bank, but it does have a liver pool.
Okay.
And Alan, you didn't go into a bar this week.
No, I haven't in a while.
COVID restrictions, right?
That's right.
Okay. All right, if there's no further